Hello, in this video I want to talk about something that has been playing on my mind for the past couple of days, which is, how can I put this? I've actually spoken to a couple of people and that have actually left this house, and basically we were talking about staying safe basically and protecting yourself from danger and harm. Now most people would think that's easy. Stay away from hikers or people who look like they are going to cause you harm, basically. And this is a piece of advice which I was told ever since I was a young girl, is keep in numbers. There is safety in numbers, because there are a lot of evil, nasty, conniving people in this world who are actually going to cause you harm and hurt you in lots of different ways. Basically, this stems back to when you are a kid and your parents are telling you not to accept sweets off strangers, don't get into a stranger's car, basically. And also this is an example in a film as well. This is witch is and this witch is trying to coax Luke out, and she wants him to come down, so basically she can cause him harm, or eat him, or whatever, and she's trying to coax him and going Luke a big bar of chocolate if you can just. And his grandmother calls him then or something. But the point is, even as a kid, our mums and our dads have to teach us to be safe. And a piece of advice which I have just mentioned is stay in a crowd, stay in numbers, because it's a lot harder for a person to cause you harm if you have lots of people around you. But that's easier said than done, and I'm aware of this. Little piece of information that I've not given out yet is, when I was younger I used to get bullied, so I'd walk away from those types of people because I didn't want to be involved, and at the same time I didn't want to be picked on. And because I'm excluding myself and going off on my own, it's more easier for say, for example, murderer to target me. It's like because I watch documentaries, and I've heard that if a bunch of seals are all together and they are trying to get from one end of the water to another, a shark underneath cannot target them. But if one of those seals isn't in the actual pack, then the shark underneath can target and go after it and basically essentially eat its lunch. And this applies to tigers, and here they don't go after them in a pack. That's stupid. They always wait until there's a deer just really quietly having a drink, and then all of a sudden the ears will go up because the deer can hear this tiger come in, thinks, oh crap, I need to go back in with the pack. It's too late then. They run off, and all of a sudden the tiger comes and it's digging its claws on top of its back. So in a sense, there's safety within numbers. There's always safety within numbers, and even as adults, remember the things that your mom and your dad taught as a kid. Don't get into strangers' cars. Don't accept sweets or candy or chocolate. Again, the example with the witches, with Luke in the tree, he resisted, but the other person, and this is what happens when kids think, oh, I'll have a bar of chocolate. They get turned into a mouse. But the point is, this is what happens if you accept sweets or candy or strangers off a person that you don't know and you don't trust. If I think of a normal example instead of one of the TV, say, I don't know, you've had an argument with your mum or your dad or sister or whoever, and you're down the garden and a stranger puts their head over the fence and actually says, oh, do you think that you'd help me have a dog? He's just completely run off. And if you help me find him, I'll give you some chocolate or some candy or some sweets. Point is, and this is a different point, if you see a tiger or a shark, you give them a wide berth. You do not go nowhere near them. But the people who are the scariest are people dressed in sheep's clothing. And these people, you haven't a clue who these people are, because these people will seem like nice, normal, ordinary people, and essentially they will find your weakness and say, oh, I like that, and that's how they tend to get you off rack. It's important, I think, to know how to look after yourself and be health and be aware of the things that tend to go on. People used to tell me, read a newspaper, look at the news, because growing up, I don't know about most people, but I particular was the sort of person who just paid completely no attention and only into my own business. So if I was doing a book, reading a book, or doing a story or whatever, I was only ever interested in what I was doing. Basically, pick up a paper, and this applies to young teenagers and all the kinds of principles that have been applied. Like, you don't go to a stranger's car. You go in that car, you don't know if they're going to take you to your destination. And the reason I'm doing this is it's because it targets teenagers more so than anybody else. Because when you're younger, your mom and your dad can tell you things all the time, and mostly when you are younger, you listen and you obey, basically. But as you tend to get older, and as you get into your teenage years, this is usually the case for most people. This is the time period where people tend to rebel, and people can either be really, really lucky and nothing happens to them, but what happens to that time when they don't, and then not as lucky, you really have to go through some sort of trauma to know that you're not supposed to go into a stranger's car. Do you really have to experience some sort of trauma not to accept? It's even okay, even if you are a smoker. If you have to smoke, I'm not trying to encourage it, but you buy your fags from the supermarket. Never ever ever smoke anyone else's cigarette or roll up, because you don't know what they're gonna put in it. You have to think of these things, and I think as a teenager, you know what is right and what is wrong and what is acceptable and what isn't, or you tend to lean towards what is bad, what is wrong, what you should not do, basically. Above all else, even if you smash your mum's flower pot, that's a bit different, and you're not gonna howl them. That's a bit different. Or above all else, your safety has to come first. And this was across the internet a long time ago, basically, to lure women out of their homes. People would play a tape, I think, kind of a baby crying, and leave it on the front doorstep or just around a bush, and the woman would be, because it pulls in here, kind of on their heart, I think, and all of a sudden they think, oh my gosh, there's a baby on my doorsteps. Someone's just left a baby. Oh, out there's no baby. And then just like a shark hacking a what did I say again? An eel. They will come and they will attack and they will hurt you and they will scare you completely crapless. You do not want to get to that stage. No one deserves to be hurt. No one. And it's more important for teenagers to listen and take notes and understand, above all else, their safety needs to come first. I know we all go, well, I mean, I in particular, when I was younger, I tended to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Xena, a princess, and I think, yeah, I'm sure if I can take care of myself. No, you can't. That tends to give you a false sense of security, when in reality, if somebody wants to hurt you, particularly if it's a guy, you're not gonna get away. And this is the message I'm trying to send off to teenagers. Above all else, you need to think of your safety. You've got to be in numbers. So say, for example, if you are meeting up with a boyfriend for lunch, meet in town, meet in a crowded place, in a pub, because above all else, your safety is really, really important. You do not want to be at here thinking, shit, a tiger's on top of me, I'm going to be dead. You do not want to get to that stage. And in also, to be able to do that, you've got to listen. Yes, I know moms and dads go on and on and on, but you've got to listen to your conscience, what you know is correct. And if it means taking a moment and thinking, if I do this, then this will happen. I don't know, not many teenagers think like this. But the reason I'm actually making this is also there are some teenagers who tend to veer on the side of caution, which is good, because this is how you actually need to be. But what I find is, even babies, when they're younger and they see a happy smiling face, most of them will smile back, and instantly these babies that tend to do that, even as kids, you've got to be on your guard, because these people who don't actually think, who are you? Why are you looking at me? I'm not looking at you. I'm going to go to my mom. You know, those kids, they aren't going to be as easily influenced as different people of different personalities. And as I have gone on about this, because I am a type 3, I mean, people that are more in the hearts section, like 2s, 3s and 4s, they can be easily manipulative. No, I'm sorry, they can be manipulated. And funnily enough, these types of people can actually turn disloyal. I mean, especially what I'm trying to say is this: the nicest of people can actually have an explosive temper. The nicest of people can actually do the most cruelest things when they are hurt. It's an act of revenge, because they know that they can't take a type 8 on or a type 1 on and not get hurt. So they resort to underhand techniques. But that's a different issue, and I know I'm going off topic, but the point is, there are a couple of kind of personality types that tend to get easily influenced and can easily get in with the wrong crowd. So teenagers are the ones to, to make sure that they are safe and they know what to do. They can be it's up to them, but they can be as naughty as they like at home. I'm not trying to encourage it, but they need to think of their safety at the end of the day. Because I know when I was younger and I was going to a rebellious stage, I used to run away. I used to run away from home, and in actual fact, that's me putting myself somewhere completely different and being vulnerable to be attacked.